Full-time Devils, Wolfsburg preview, Man United versus Wolfsburg in the Champions League. It is good to be back. I'm with Howson and Ray, as you can see. I'm outside some football stadium where the game's going to be this week. Now, guys, we lost our first game against PSV. A really disappointing result. For me, it was just sort of a one-off game after the injury with Luke Shaw. The players weren't interested. The players were sidetracked. What do you guys think? Do you think that will severely harm our qualification? Are you still confident of getting first place in the group?
Getting out the Champions League group is as simple as win your home games, draw an away game, 10 points, through you go. I don't think there's many instances where a team has failed to qualify with 10 points. I think it has happened, especially when everyone has ended up with like 10 or 11 points, but usually you get 10 points, you're through, and all we need to do for that is win the home games, starting with Wolfsburg, and then we will pick up a result on the road somewhere, whether it's Wolfsburg or Moscow. I completely agree with you that the PSV game, Luke Shaw's injury completely derailed us, and we was by far the better team. I think they crossed the halfway line twice, scoring twice, and didn't deserve what they got. So there's nothing to panic about with what we witnessed there in Eindhoven. We will qualify. I am very confident about that, and I think we've all sort of alluded to it. We couldn't wait to see what Louis van Gaal's possession-based football would be like in Europe, and I think we'll see on Wednesday that it's going to be successful, and we'll cruise through the group no problem.
Hope you're right. Ray, there is some difficult away games in this group. I mean, Eindhoven, already we've seen that it's proved to be difficult. Wolfsburg's going to be hard, and Moscow as well is especially going to be a hard away game. Are you confident of finishing top of the group, or at least qualifying?
I think we've got to look forward to at least qualifying. I'd like to think we can finish top. If we can go back to the Eindhoven game, I agree with all the points you've made, reference the horrendous injury to Luke Shaw, and if Luke ever happens to watch Full-Time Devils, we obviously wish you all the best.
He does as well.
Wish you all the best in recovery. We're all behind you on that one. It was a tragic time to happen because you're starting to show what a great player you're going to be for Manchester United. So good luck with your recovery. But on the actual game itself, the PSV game, the biggest disappointment I had, apart from the injury with Luke Shaw, was the fact that we went 2-1 down and we still had 20 minutes to go. And that, in times gone by, that would have been time for us to score another 2 or 3 goals. So I think our powers of recovery are still within doubt. I think we look over the course of the piece, the time we've gone 1-0 down and not recovered a game.
Train. Carry on, we can hear you.
That's not my heart monitor, by the way. The time we've gone 1-0 down and not recovered is a bit disappointing. Hoping that's going to change. I see signs of the style, like Stephen actually said, the European possession until you bore him to death style is brilliant. I'm quite happy with that in the European game, and hopefully that'll stand us in good stead. I still think we'll come out of it, hopefully as number 1, but even as number 2, not too concerned, as long as we come out of that group.
What you were mentioning then about the European style actually leads me on to my next point. You know, we've seen in the past United have, and many teams play differently when they're in Europe, play a different setup, play a different formation, a different style. Would you change it for European games?
I think you've got to play to what you're comfortable with. I know the United crowd, home and away, are comfy with United going attack, which is the old Fergie style, in people's memories. But it wasn't always attack in Fergie's days. They still had games with Fergie, but you just bored the tits right off you, pardon the language. But you came and he played a European style, and I think in his latter years, Fergie decided to go for goals home and away, and I think that served us in better stead. And then as he got older, he seemed to think, no, we'll go for the away draw, which I never, ever appreciate, and especially in a 2-leg tie, where you go for an away draw 0-0. I think we should go with Van Gaal's style. Whichever style he decides to play, we've got to bow to the guy's wisdom. He knows European football better than I do, or anybody pertaining to Old Trafford knows. So whatever team he picks, whatever style he picks, as long as he gets the result, that is the main thing.
I agree. I've got complete faith in Louis van Gaal, and you know, like you say, he knows more than all of us, no matter how much Howson thinks that he might know better. Howson, do you know better? Would you change style in Europe?
No, I'm with Louis van Gaal, and he doesn't know better than all the YouTube commenters, though, because they know everything.
No, you're right, actually, yeah.
Louis van Gaal's style, I think, has come from what we saw him sort of give birth to at Barcelona and give birth to at Bayern Munich. The difference those teams have, we alluded to the other day, they've had Robben and Ribéry, and Barcelona have obviously had that little kid called Messi who's pretty decent. Manchester United didn't have that. I think we're starting to see some of that in Martial. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but what we're seeing at the moment...
Don't want to put too much pressure on him. You just compared him to Messi.
No, I didn't. I compared our style with their style. we've got someone who's able to spread the defence at the top and to be able to do that little bit of something special. His finishing is from the very top draw, and I think the partnership that he's sort of creating with Memphis is seeing something coming from it.
His finishing is top draw, but even when he doesn't score, you saw last weekend, he was man of the match.
It was my man of the match. I give him man of the match for the Sunderland game. So I'm every confidence, because we are keeping the ball phenomenally well. We are stifling teams. Our midfield looks great. I love the way we use the three midfielders, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger and Carrick, to play. One comes off the bench.
Definitely.
And we see the game out with that. It's an excellent use of that resource. Blind looks great. Smalling looks great. It's a shame what's happened with Luke Shaw. But Damian, as I mentioned, let's play him at left back and see what happens. I thought he played great as a left back. Tony Valencia doesn't really offer us a great deal going forward, but he is very solid. I think he's actually a better right back than he's a right winger at the moment because of those attributes.
It's not hard, is it?
It's not hard, no, because he's just got like a complete fear of crossing the ball. I don't know where that's come from. I think there's very, very good signs in the team. I think we're a bit thin in certain places, apart from goalkeeper. But I think with the style of play that Louis van Gaal's insistent on, Chris Smalling's come out and said he wants you to the inch in a certain position, and he's hammering it home. As the team gels and as the team settles and as because Van Gaal likes to play the same team constantly as well. He doesn't rotate and freshen up like Fergie used to, or like some of the other managers do, like I'll just mix it up for the fun of mixing it up. No, Van Gaal, like, if you fit, you play, and that's that until someone gets injured or drops themselves, I think. So I'm happy to see this develop. I'm happy to see this go, and the style of play won't be changed because I don't think we've got that flexibility in his system at the moment. I think it'll be the same system we've seen for the whole season, and I think it'll be more than enough to beat Wolfsburg. Yeah.
As I've said recently as well, it's great. I'm glad that we got the win on the weekend without Bastian Schweinsteiger actually having to start, because that means it looks like he's definitely going to start when we play Wolfsburg at Old Trafford. Ray, what would your starting 11 be for the game?
I wouldn't make much changes to the weekend's 11, to be honest with you, apart from maybe shooting Schweinsteiger in there because of his European stroke German experience. He's probably a big, he's an absolute icon in Germany, so the very fact that he's there can instill a bit of fear factor into Wolfsburg players, hopefully. It's like Messi trotting out, you think, Jesus, you know, he trots out, I don't care who you are, who you play for, you think, Jesus. Hopefully, Schweinsteiger has the same effect on a German team. And looking at Wolfsburg, I don't know nothing about Wolfsburg, to be honest with you, who they've got. I know they've got Schürrle, who failed at, who was it, that mob down the road, Chelsea. Draxler, is Draxler still there?
Is Draxler still there? Draxler's still there.
He's still there, so that's about as far as I can go. I'm not deriding Wolfsburg, don't get me wrong. I couldn't name anybody in PSV either, apart from Depay, who we signed. So I'm not decrying anybody on that basis. But I would fully expect us to go out and beat Wolfsburg. And I agree with you, I think Schweinsteiger will start. Or if not start, hopefully come on and just see it all out for us. To go back to some of the points Stephen made on our big French wonder boy, I have no doubt at all that this kid has got class all over him. You just see it in him. The guy, there's nothing phases him. Give him the ball, he can lead the line, put him where you want, lead the line, play wide, play left. You can interchange with Depay, do what you want with him. I think he's just a great, great signing, and hopefully he goes on to prove all our detractors wrong, who, before even seeing him play, call him a waste of money, waste of space, panic buy. You don't panic buy at £30 million. No. You do your homework.
Especially when we've been scouting him for so long as well. It's no panic buy.
And the main thing is that, again, Howson Wenger could have signed him, so he's got to be a good one. You know, Howson Wenger could have signed that many players, starting with Ronaldo, in fact, probably even further back. How he missed Messi, I don't know. But he could have signed him, but he didn't. And to our benefit, he didn't.
Definitely.
I made up with him. And on the style of play, Stephen again made the point about you practice within an inch of where you want to be, where you need to be. Our best European years were when Carlos Queiroz was here. Yeah. And people then say, he practiced till you knew exactly where you should be at a certain time, even within a game. He could tell you, Queiroz could have told you, if this happens, that happens. And the only time it fell down a wee bit, when Carlos left and we finished up with Mike, who am I feel, and sat on the bench on the clue how to implement the system, how to change it when it went one down. But we started the Barcelona game, when we got beaten Rome, we started the same system with Queiroz had left us. And the one chance we had fell to the wrong player. Yeah. If that one chance had gone in, we probably would have won that European Cup. But that's practice does those things.
Definitely.
And that's what Van Gaal's good at.
So Ray's keeping a similar team for the Wolfsburg game. Who would you play, Howson?
I'm going to mirror him, mate, because I agree. I think we're probably going to see Schweinsteiger after he was benched. Not sure who I would... I'm not going to say drop because Carrick and Schneiderlin have both played well. So no one's getting dropped in that three. They're just getting managed. maybe I go with Carrick and Schweinsteiger, and just to have that little bit more experience. And if we need to chase the game, I think Schneiderlin's probably the better one to come and chase the game because he's all energy, which I love about him. There's no one else I can really see changing. The front three, front four is going to probably stay the same. You might see Herrera come in, but I don't think he's going to drop him for. I don't think he's going to drop Rooney for him. That might be the only change I want to see. Not because I don't think Rooney's playing well. I just think it's a management thing and a squad management thing. Because I thought Rooney played excellent at the weekend, so maybe he carries on with Rooney. Matt has been playing great. I think Memphis is playing great despite the fact that people are getting on his case. Martial's not going to get dropped. So I'm going with virtually the same 11. Let's manage the middle a little bit and see how it goes.
Ray mentioned opposition players before, and with German teams, it's not always about the individual players. It's just about how hard the team work as an actual team. Is there anyone individually that does stick out for you, though?
Boast or Dost. I think I can't remember whether it's Boast or Dost. He's got 5 in 6 centre forward. There's obviously Draxler, who's a phenomenal player. Surely is only months away from his move to Bayern Munich, as happens with all the players in Germany. But they've obviously got a guy who's a bit of a goal scorer. They've got Draxler who can unlock us. They've got a little bit of pace that we've got to look for, because that is our only vulnerability at the moment, is that we press so high. It's the same with the old Barcelona team of the 2008, 2010 sort of era. They completely dominate possession and are vulnerable to a fast counter-attack. That's the only way we've been done at all season. Fast counter-attack and set pieces. So as long as that we're pretty solid for those, I don't see an issue. We're starting to show, as I mentioned earlier, we're starting to show that we've got something that can unlock a defence in that final third, because that's where it's looked a bit dull, because we've had all this possession and we've not really had any penetration. Now we're starting to have people that have got the penetration. So as I always say, the game is within us to win and within us to lose. We've got to worry about what we do, not what the opposition do.
Definitely. Right, score. Ray, Man United, Wolfsburg.
I'll not forecast any kind of score, just a win.
Just a win.
That's all.
Go on, give us a score, go on.
Okay, if we get our game right and we cut out what are their obvious danger men and we match them for effort, I can see us running out 2-3-0.
I think that's the problem, innit? Matching them for effort. What do you think, Howson? What's the score?
I think we're going to completely dominate the game in terms of possession. Can I see us getting 3? I think a 3-1 or a 2-1. I can see them busting away and getting 1. It's going to be a comfortable 2-goal win for us. So 2-1, 3-1 maybe, or 2-0.
I'm saying 1-0. I think they're going to be a hard team to break down, but I think we'll do it. And I'll be happy. Any win is a win, innit? And it means that we're getting further to qualifying out the Champions League group, which is what we need. Anyway, guys, that has been the Wolfsburg preview on Full Time Devils. Make sure you check out the Football Republic as well. Sam was on there over the weekend. Make sure you go and check that video out. Go and subscribe to them guys as well. Subscribe to us. Like this video if you liked it. We've been Stephen, Gaz and Ray outside Old Trafford. See you in a bit.
Some of the things that he was doing with the ball, he's just like, hang on. Are you like 3 games into your Premier League career? Are you a teenager and are you a waste of money? What's going on with this here?
He's made 300 appearances.
Oh, yeah, because he was absolutely smoking them.